is a video series about people who are fearlessly fighting the language barriers for their companies and customers. Many people have gone before them over the millennia of human civilization. The stories are sometimes heroic, but oftentimes end in lost fortunes. This time though, it's different. The technology is ready. Nobody needs to suffer from the foreign language barrier any longer. The world is becoming massively multilingual. Let's talk with the gurus who make this happen.
Well, indeed, we have heard about the initiatives from some of the big IT giants like Facebook and Microsoft, who are investing a lot of money in the Indian market. So what other sectors do you think are driving the demand for Indian languages online?
I think the biggest sector to my mind is obviously the e-commerce sector, because one of the first collateral benefits of every Indian nearly having a mobile phone and internet connection was that people started buying online. So online buying, e-commerce is probably the top driver in terms of demand. Healthcare obviously is huge in India right now. So healthcare is another driver. The finance sector is also driving a lot of demand for Indian languages online, because there are a lot of fintech companies that are coming out with products and services aimed for the Indian population. And obviously that means that they can't any longer just operate in English. So apart from these three, you also have edutech. India is a young country where they say that more than 65% of the country is less than 35 years of age. So there's a significant young population in India. Learning has moved online in India even before the pandemic happened. And now increasingly with the pandemic, I think people are looking at online learning. And the moment you say online, it's just not through video conferencing. It's basically products that are edutech products. So that's another major driver. Uh, Recently, I think the government also, which was not the case until very recently, but the government also now is increasingly becoming a reason why there is going to be more and more demand for Indian languages online. So the government has a budget, and that budget, through its various bodies, will be used for converting content into various Indian languages. And there's one surprise, so to say, surprise because it came as a surprise to me. So that's why I'm calling it a surprise. But there's also a surprise sector that's driving a lot of demand, and which is online gaming. So online gaming has become really huge in India, especially in the last 3 months. In fact, cricket is huge in India, and one of the title sponsors of this year's cricket season is a gaming company. So they have put in millions and millions of dollars into that sponsorship, practically because there is such a huge market for that. So I think these are the major sectors that I'm aware of, unless Sarika ji has something to add. But these are the major sectors from an industry perspective, where we, as language service providers, language technology companies, we see this is where the demand is coming from.
Yeah, interesting.
Yes, so talking about it, the TAUS also has started this human language project, which aims to bridge the language data gap for these low resources languages. So we have a platform where the user translate the English source we provide into their native languages. So far, we have generated parallel corpora for 17 languages, which includes Hindi, Punjabi, Bengali, Assamese, Lao, Urdu, Pashto, so Kurmanji, these languages. And we are now moving forward to more of these Indic languages. So what do you think about this initiative? Does it help your mission to get all Indic languages on the internet as well?
From the industry perspective, I think we are aware of what TAUS has been doing for a long time. In fact, I remember many years ago, there was this offer system where, we could give you a certain terms, a certain number of segments, bilingual segments in a particular language pair, and get credits or something in return. So
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
exactly
stated
remember
on.
what that was,
Yeah.
but I could probably just give you my database of say 1,000 segments, and in return I get a credit for 1,000 segments. So that was a very LSP level initiative. I think where we are moving to right now is a world that we have never experienced in India before. As in, if you look at the amount of content that needs to be translated, it's seriously mind-boggling. The numbers can be really mind-boggling. As in, you're putting out content every single day on the internet, and all of that is in English. Now, obviously, that's not content that the industry, the translation industry alone is going to really be able to translate. We are talking about probably millions of words being created online every single day. So whatever products, services, ideas, projects, concepts TAUS has to have fits on two levels. So one is of course an industry facing initiative where you have freelancers and LSPs coming in and contributing. The second would be an interface that makes it extremely easy for the government of India to take up. It looks at TAUS as a non-profit body, which is probably the only way and reason the government of India is probably even going to talk to you. The monetization can come from the language industry.
And then just to make sure that the question from us was not to tie you to your answer. Like if you're saying now, yes, I think it's a good initiative that we hold you to it. It was just to kind of figure out, what do you think? Does an initiative like this help the industry, help this mission of FICCI ILIA and so many other organizations around the world to have all the languages or get all the languages online?
So
Sure.
definitely, and anything which is done in this area will definitely be helpful. We just need to see the output of it, how it what the nuances attached to the output, how it can be used, and whether the form which it's available, is it really consumable by the government or by the industry. Definitely, any attempt which is made in this direction, I would see anything which is could be with all parameters going in favor with the industry, it would be definitely helpful.
Yeah.
So my answer would be on a broader level, definitely yes. It's a very interesting project. I wouldn't surely call it useless. Of course, it's very useful. Although I don't see a mass use for it. So if I'm just looking at an average translation company or a freelancer, I don't see that use case for them. But I surely see a compelling use case for a lot of FICCI ILIA members who are in the technology space. So I know for a fact that FICCI ILIA has a member that is into conversational AI. Now, that is a place where you probably can pick up text, go from text to voice, and use that with AI as your corpus for a different language pair in your conversational AI solution. There are a lot of technology companies, language technology companies that are FICCI ILIA members that are coming out with their own products. Yeah, it looks very interesting.
Yeah, great, thanks. Well, then I think Shikha and I only have one final question. When do you think you've reached your mission? When are all the Indic languages widely available on the internet? Do you see that happening in the foreseeable future?
Definitely double yes to it. We will definitely want all the languages users to be, yeah, when we are able, I would say that truly when I'm able to feel the, we've reached the mission is when I have another person sitting in the same room, and from the remotest corner of the country, who's able to understand the messages being given to him in his own languages. It could be government related messages. I'm talking about government services. I'm talking about the technical things. If he has job opportunities in his own languages, he is, I'll say, digitally and language literate, and he can actually absorb the content. So he's actually become the part of the digital revolution. So that would be the first success. And I'm talking about across India. So it's all about this one. And when these people can actually be the creators in the economy, I would say, when they can contribute in it. So that's the another one we would like to see. And definitely when we can have these people absorbing the enormous content which is already available. So when we can have our global partners joining hands with us, and we actually can take up this mission together, when we have all the languages and the users, which I keep my fingers crossed that we are able to reach this mission. And of course, we definitely need the big support from all our partners and government and the industry and all the stakeholders, the academy and everything. Because yeah, as I said, FICCI ILIA is a platform where we get different stakeholders, which includes your academia, technology companies, industry, media publishers, and of course the global stakeholders in the government. So answer to your question, yes. When I have all the official languages being covered, and actually we can take care of even the languages which are on the verge of diminishing, so that we don't lose the heritage, we don't lose the rich culture. I know it's a big broader vision, but definitely it would have we would like to go in the milestone way approach, because we know everything cannot, it's a big platter and everything cannot be taken up in one way. So we would like to take up in the phase when approach, and at least try to start working in this area so that we can contribute best towards this vision. I'm sure there's a vision from the government side. And as Mr. Nulkar said, this government has a clear mandate on promoting the Indic languages. So that's something which we take care of.
Great.
Nulkar, you would like to add something to it?
Yeah, so I think I agree with her. It's something that's work in progress right now. I see that there's a lot of traction from the government, from the industry. A lot is being done. The fact that a body as important as FICCI has a division for Indian languages on the internet itself points to the push that there is for such a cause. Now, to answer your question, I think Sarika ji already did. To put it in the right perspective, I will just tell you that we are talking about 22 official languages, over 1 billion people, and getting them online. Now, getting them online is not merely a language issue, it's a language and technology issue. And the reason why it's a language and technology issue is that we are even talking about this because today we have practically every Indian owns a mobile phone and has an internet connection. Because without that internet connectivity, you would not even be speaking about a vernacular internet. So the language issue here is that on all content that is written needs to be translated. And when I say all, it actually means all. And it also means that if it's not done in a paid manner, it can be done by something like a Google Translate or a Bing. It doesn't matter, but the experience has to be end to end. So for someone who speaks only one language, if you look at how the workflow from a tech perspective will go, it starts with actually holding a device in your hand, which is completely localized in your mother tongue. That device allows you to actually interact with it in a voice format in case you do not happen to read or write your own language. Those voice commands further are processed using technology that is common to all players within the industry, which is where I think the point that Sarika ji made about UA, the universal acceptance, which is all about your TLDs, top level domains, and email IDs being in your own language. Today, you cannot have a Russian email ID that works on an American system. Likewise for Indian languages too. And I think there's work happening globally. This is not something happening only in India. Work is happening globally to ensure that the internet is truly local and is truly in everyone's language. So there is the language aspect, which is being able to translate all content there is on the internet in a language that I speak. It should also allow me to create content, because it's not only content that has been written that's on the internet, as in proprietary content. People also generate content which you probably call user generated content. So I should be able to generate content in my language. And then there are these technical issues. An example of this is UA. there could be input methods, keyboard, voice, fonts, all these come together to form that ecosystem that allows, and it's just not about India, but currently we are talking about India, so every Indian to come online. So I think the ball has been set into motion, and it should be a few years before we achieve this target, but I think we are very well on course. So that's just my take.
Great.
Perfect.
And that's a very positive note to end this conversation. So thank you so much, Sarika and Sandeep, for your time today and for the great conversation. And we're looking forward to hearing more about the initiatives and to reaching that digital equality on the internet. So thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Anne and Shikha,
Thank you, Shikha.
for giving this opportunity to FICCI ILIA. And I understand that it's the global collaboration work which works. So we are happy that TAUS being one of the partners with us, we will be happy to take our relationships further, and we will definitely be happy to share our future experiences, and similarly vice versa from your side. It is the collaboration and the, I would say the collaboration is the right key word, and now even the pandemic has even taught us more that it's the virtual collaboration also which can lead to a mega result. So all we have to work together. Yeah, we do keep very positive and very high hopes for achieving our vision with the support of all of you. And of course, Sandeep ji is here. He will endorse the fact with his own words because he's the one who is experiencing it from the industry side. So definitely that is there. But thank you for giving FICCI ILIA this opportunity to be part of your conversation series.
No, I think it was lovely speaking to the both of you, Shikha and Anne. And I think there is a lot of work that needs to happen in this space, and the way we can collaborate with each other would only be something that's very, very important for the industry as it stands today. So thank you so much, and I hope to be in touch again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you also want to break down the language barriers for your company and your customers, you need your language data to work for you. TAUS, the Language Data Network, provides data and tools for machine learning and for business intelligence.